Today's Q&A is about seals, and the question is, when does kosher food need to be sealed? So for many foods, there's no difference in price or quality or anything else between a kosher version and the non-kosher one, and no one have any reason why they'd want to switch one for the other. And therefore, the kosher and non-kosher are almost the same as far as switching and things like that. However, it takes a lot of effort to make kosher meat and cheese and wine and certain other foods, so that because of that, there's a possibility that somebody might take the kosher one and switch it for a non-kosher substitute to get that benefit of having the kosher version. So that could apply for if he's doing it for financial gain, and in other words, because the kosher one is more expensive, or he thinks the kosher one tastes better or has better quality or anything, some other reason. And because of that, because of this possibility, Chazal said that if there's if one of these foods is under the control of someone who doesn't keep kosher, that food has to be sealed to make sure that no one switched the non-kosher for the kosher. So the common cases where that applies would be like food in a non-kosher supermarket, or it was delivered by someone who doesn't keep kosher, or you have a worker in your house who is at home without any from people there present. And he has for long stretches of time, and so he has in all these kind of cases, the person who doesn't keep kosher has access to the kosher food and could potentially switch it for something non-kosher, and therefore it has to be packaged in a way that it would make it obvious, like tamper-proof. That if you would know that if somebody changed something, it would be obvious to everyone what had happened. So sometimes, in a lot of cases, all you need is one simple simple seal, and sometimes, like for meat, where a person has the greater incentive to switch something, and the isser to eat the non-kosher is more serious than in certain other cases, then you have to have two seals, or you have to have one seal that's a particularly good one that's so tamper-proof that it's as if it's two seals. Now, this choice of which seal is effective, like which one works, is something that changes with time and with technology. Like it used to be that plumbers were considered a great seal for meat, and putting on a label on something would prove to you that this bottle or this package was kosher. But nowadays, as people, it becomes easier and easier to make to mimic those things. The level of sealing that's required goes up, and for example, some hashkachas will only use holograms or numbered seals when they for certain very sensitive items. Now, it's always been that when the delivery person is someone who's delivering food is not Shem Shabbos, then you have to have a seal on it. And if the pizza shop sends you a pie pizza, or a store sends you a raw piece of meat, or for that matter, a cooked piece of meat, a corned beef sandwich. And the usual way they would do it was they would put the food into a bag, into a box, and then they would tape it shut with some kind of tape that has on it information, the name of the hashgacha, the mashgiach maybe signs it, the name of the store it's coming from. Now, in theory, the delivery person could have gone to a printer and have him make a copy of that tape, but all of that cost and hassle makes it that he all of a sudden it's not worth it for him to be able to switch one corned beef sandwich for another by creating all this this tape, etc. Now that's in contrast to when you seal up raw meat coming from the slaughterhouse, where there's a huge amount of incentive for someone to cheat. There's many more pieces. There's the difference in price is considerable. So therefore, the seals you need for there have to be that much better. Now this all worked well when stores did their own deliveries. So this pizza shop ships out, when it does deliveries, you call for a delivery, they know they have to seal the package as part of shipping something out to a customer. If it's going with a driver who's not Shem Shabbos, it had to be sealed. Things have become a little more complicated now that there's Uber Eats and DoorDash and things like that, where the consumer the delivery person is not coming from the store. The consumer is hiring the delivery person who shows up at the store and says, "Hi, please give me my order," and walk out the door. And sometimes the store doesn't even realize that this is a person coming as a delivery. From their perspective, it's as if a customer is just coming to pick up an order, and they might not seal it before they give it to the driver. So, and the concern then, therefore, is if one shows up at your house, you've now gotten the food that had not been sealed. So some hashgachas have therefore started making it that all pickup orders, all orders to go are automatically sealed. In other cases, if your hashgacha doesn't require that, then you need to ask for it specifically. Say, I'm making this order, please seal it. If it turns out that food was delivered or left home without someone Shem Shabbos without a seal on it, then that's a question you need to address with your rabbi as to whether the food could be eaten.